Eom Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
Hello there, it's a beautiful day and thank you very much for joining us. You're watching the Eom Business Network, indeed the voice of corporate Nigeria. I am Olorogo Elkanah Mowari. Today on the program, as always, our conversation is to focus on the Nigerian economy. We'll be interfacing with select industry operators about their businesses, the operating environment, and other related issues. Also on today's package is Let's Talk, and our focus is on CIMIC schools. On Spot On, we have Dr. Ibiam Uko, who is the Management Consultant and Chief Executive Officer of RESSA Project Nigeria Limited. On the face-to-face is an industry mogul who needs little or no introduction, Tokumbo Aromolaron, who is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Von Automobile Nigeria Limited. It's a package you must see. Sit back as we bring you the details. It's 2020. Oh yes. A prosperous new year. Set and reset your mindset. It's all about achieving our vision and goals. Hard work, smart work, and great returns, as well as sustainable wealth creation. Yes, we can. Let's go with the compliments of Eom Business Network on Silverbird Television. As government is doing everything possible to fix the Nigerian economy, industry operators are positioning their businesses with a view to offering world-class services to their valued clients. Folorunsho Aliyu is the Group Managing Director of TELNET Nigeria Limited.
We're constantly asking questions. It's an environment where you're allowed to ask questions. And until you're satisfied, you keep asking. Doesn't matter who it is. As an IT student students walk up to my office and they sit me down. FLS, what is happening? I have an idea. This is what is going on. Everybody is able to speak their mind. I think that is important, where there is no hierarchy in a way that you put people down. That is very important, and it helps us a lot. Because the tomorrow we want to build, or the tomorrow we are trying to look at, is actually going to be built by people who live in it. So it's important to let them have a say in it. And that has happened all through the years. Constantly asking questions, constantly listening. But more importantly, where are we and who are we listening to? We're listening a lot to the customer and we're listening a lot to the environment. We're constantly asking the question and we're constantly listening. And we build on skills. If at one time the joke used to be TELNET is a university, because we want to build the new thing that would solve the problem.
Ganiyu Musa is the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Cornerstone Insurance PLC.
Running a service company, the quality of the service can only be as good as the quality of the people that you have. And so clearly for us, our business is a people's business. Our focus is on our people, on developing our talents. We're one of the very few insurance companies that have stayed committed to building on talents. We have a graduate training program that we've been running for, I think we are probably in the third or fourth batch now, where we give opportunity every 2 to 3 years to between 25 to 35 young graduates. We take them through training school, formal, where they don't do anything for the first 2 months. They're locked up in a classroom where we don't just teach them about the insurance industry, we teach them about the ethics and the governance in Cornerstone. And then they come in and go through a formal 2-year internship program. The realization is that you need homegrown talent.
Lutayo Awe is jury designer and Chief Executive Officer of DELPHI Metals.
In DELPHI Metals, we design, we make, we sell jewelry pieces, as I said earlier on. We also offer services like engraving services, if you need to engrave your jewelry pieces. If you need to repair your jewelry pieces, we also do that as well. And we are also open to the public if you need to maybe do an appraisal on your jewelry pieces. There are times where people actually go out of the country to buy the jewelry or buy their jewelry from a different jewelry store. They bring it back to us for an appraisal. We offer that service as well. So when you think about anything jewelry, we actually do it there. So you don't need to go far.
John Akado is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of ACTOLOG Solutions Limited.
The challenge with solar power is that the initial cost of investment is high. And so if you're not putting like 10 years of your power expenditure together and spending it, you may not really have a good solution that's reliable. For instance, outside this country, a whole home is powered by solar power. The system has been done in such a way that you can generate your power through solar and you can use it, and then when you have excess, you put back to the grid, the government gives you credit for it. For that to be done, there has to be the right regulatory framework where people can just, through your maybe prepaid meter, you could sell power back to the grid and it can give you credit. And so let's say you use a 10 kilowatt power in a certain period and you generated 12, the government gives you credit for 2, or vice versa, and but that has to have a regulatory framework to do that.
Welcome to DELPHI Metals. DELPHI Metals is a Nigerian-owned jewelry firm. The company is built on the core values of honesty and integrity with the view to delivering world-class products and services. It boasts of a team of experienced and qualified professionals that offer its esteemed clients a genuine and unforgettable lifetime experience. DELPHI Metals offers quality, genuine, meaningful, and unique jewelries. No replica. Its products include wedding rings, engagement rings, necklaces, pendants, jewelry sets, and many more. At DELPHI Metals, it is all about quality and value. Call us now on telephone number 081-8798-8766 or 090-3000-0440. Better still, come over to our office and showroom, 3rd floor, East Center Mall, Ozone Cinema, Sabo Yaba, Lagos. DELPHI Metals, it's all about quality and value. Welcome to CIMIC Schools. CIMIC Schools is built on the vision to be the preferred citadel of education in Nigeria. It boasts of professional, experienced, and qualified staff. Cecilia Okachi is the proprietress of CIMIC Schools.
CIMIC Schools was established in the year 2005 and we got our approval in the year 2009. That's to enable us write our WAEC and our NECO examination. CIMIC High School started in a very small rented apartment, but today, we thank God, we are on our permanent site. Our vision is to complement government's effort to eradicate illiteracy in our society, and particularly this community. We actually have this mission to inculcate moral into the upcoming young ones and to also help the less privileged, the orphans, to give them a meaning to life and a reason to live. That's why we're here. Our major value is for us to be able to build lives. That's the aim, to build lives, to give meaning, to help the helpless. That's what we're out for. That's what this organization stands for, to ensure we help out everyone in this community, and that's what we're doing. In Lagos State here, we actually want to thank God for Lagos State. It's a happening place. It's a place where if you are not ready, you cannot be felt. So the education sector in Lagos State is very, very important and very paramount. It helps. The Lagos State education helps to develop the semi-skilled and the skilled. It also helps to drive the economy of the the state. All other sectors depend on Lagos State educational sector because that's where the revenue is actually generated from. There's so many schools in this state, and all the schools, most of them pay their taxes, including the workers. So the taxes that are collected are used to bring about development in the state. Like I said, I have a lot of children that I sponsor within Lagos and outside Lagos. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that we have some in the tertiary institutions. We have some that are having vocational courses. We partner with hairdressers, we partner with fashion designers. There are so many of them like that. So we actually send them to, especially these widows whose husbands are late. We also train them. And at the end, we give them a little token to start off something.
Dr. Ibiam Festus Uko is the management consultant, RESSA Project Nigeria.
RESSA Project Nigeria. RESSA is RESSA. That's Real Estate Synergy Support Associates Project Nigeria. We came up with this idea when we checked that there are some people in particular sector that feel that it's hard for them to get investment when it comes to property because they feel it's too expensive, and even if it's not expensive, they cannot afford it. So we come up with this and said, okay, we need to synergize these people and then on our own side support them to give them the courage to go into investment so that they don't eat their future. They can still do. Roosevelt said that you should get what you want with what you have. You don't need to say government have to do everything. What have you also to give to the government? And that's why we come and say, okay, we might not leave government to solve the housing deficit for the low-income earners in Nigeria, which we can contribute. And we start searching for where land will be affordable. And then if it's affordable, how will these people come in? Some of them cannot come out with 250,000 as cash for the whole year. Even in the next 5 years, they will not touch 250,000. And if they touch the 250,000, they don't have idea what they will use it for. And that's why we come with RESSA project to solve the housing deficit for low average income earners in Nigeria, focusing teachers and police for now. RESSA project Nigeria, schools are being visited and then the information is given to them and they are all always very happy for that because they say it's what they can do. Then they are given a space of time. The first thing is that they will pick our form. That form is the first documentation for us to know their details and what they have in mind. Are they going to use it for commercial or they want to use it for residence? They will indicate. And then what is their payment plan? How do they want to pay? And what date do they want to pay? Because the date they have chosen, they have to be paying at that particular date at their own convenience time. If you have chosen that you want to be paying 15th of a new month, you will choose it, you will write it, and with that pattern, you follow your suit. And that is how they have been doing it. And then you will see that some of them now, we still tell them also that if you don't have such money, your salary is not enough that you can buy with what you are paying. We'll tell you, okay, we have referral forms, and that referral form will give you referral bonus. So just tell your friend who is a teacher who need to buy land. And when he buys, you will be getting your own commission every month as the person is paying until the 11th month. you'll be paid. Then if you tell a school, and we went to that school and deliver seminar, and they form their group, the number of group they form there, all the total money they contribute that month, you will get 5% of that payment. But if you decide to be RESSA partner, then you will start getting 10% of the payment. But if you want to be RESSA lead partner, then you'll be getting 15% every of the transactions. These are the different ways we have been accomplishing that. And mind you, they don't need to buy or pay any money immediately after our seminar. The first thing is that we'll arrange for them to go to the site, verify the site, give them document verification. Some of them have gone to Ministry of Land, do the investigation, and when they come out and see that there's no problem, then that's the time they start paying. So it's not something that will meet you, you will pay immediately. But of recent, you will see that friends tell friends, they are now buying because their friends have told them. So we don't need much explanation about RESSA again. Teachers now tell their fellow teachers, and then they buy, and it gives us a selling rate to rise.
Tokumbo Aromolaro is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Von Automobile Nigeria Limited.
It's a commercial vehicle assembly plant. It started off from our involvement in vehicle importation and our desire to integrate backwards and start to utilize locally assembled materials and also to use skilled Nigerian workers to produce vehicles. This we set about doing 2011, and we've been in operation now for about 8 years. And in that period, we can say we're the biggest bus manufacturer in the country. We have one of the biggest truck assembly plants in the country as well. Over that period, we did produce some specialized vehicles for even the military to help prosecute the ongoing war in the Boko Haram areas. These are things that Nigeria would have had to spend horrendous foreign exchange for, which we have been able to make Nigerian workers put together. So we're very proud that we have been able to turn Nigerian workers into people who can produce the same kind of vehicles that we bring in from everywhere in the world. And the quality to which our vehicles are finished is such that they can be exported to anywhere in the world, and they would match whatever it is that you buy out there. So Von essentially is set up to provide commercial vehicles to the market. We serve the lower market, we have small range trucks. We serve the middle market, we have middle range trucks, and we also do fairly heavy duty 30 tonners and above trucks, which also find use in the construction industry. The vision is to be the first company to take advantage of the immense human and material resources in the country by helping Nigerians to manufacture their own cars, by ensuring that we can add value to what we have and turn ourselves into a developed country. Our vision is to help turn this country into an industrialized country. If we keep buying everything that we need from abroad, fully made, we would just be consumers. We would like to also be producers who can find our own markets and add value to the country's GDP. Our mission is to dominate the markets north of South Africa and south of Egypt. We see a huge market there, and we're going to develop the company gradually to a state where we can provide the need of all the African countries around us. We're going to start with the ECOWAS sub-region. We're able, through the ECOWAS treaty, to send our product right across West Africa to countries close by with what I call favorable trade terms, because we're in a trading bloc, and with that, it's possible to have our vehicles be used all over the West African sub-region. There is a protocol that if we can convince ECOWAS that about 35% of the vehicle is locally sourced, then we can send it to all of West Africa duty-free. And for that reason, we're trying to increase the local content in our products, such that Nigeria can be seen as the origination of these products, and West African countries can enjoy also better pricing because of the lesser tariffs that we have to face. As a vehicle assembly plant, we assemble vehicles from completely knocked down states. The more sophisticated ones that we are unable to assemble because we do not have the facilities, we assemble from the semi-knocked down states. But more importantly, we ensure that we have facilities for maintenance of these vehicles over time. All the vehicles that we produce are properly supported with spare parts and kits necessary to make sure that they keep running for their expected useful life. So we have workshops all over the country. We have spare depots, and we ensure that all our vehicles are properly supported. We're trying to run a system by which people who patronize our products can feel very supportive customer care all through the lifespan of their vehicles. It's nice to have your efforts turn out to success in the way that our plant has come alive. We had a dream some 20 years ago that we should be driving Nigerian cars and that we should stop being a dumping ground for cars from all over the world. In that time period, we took over the old Volkswagen of Nigeria plant. We made it in a very dilapidated state, but we resuscitated it and we turned it into a very productive, modern assembly plant. We have concentrated as Vaughan on commercial vehicles because we think it will facilitate business. A lot of people who run different types of businesses, from construction to small artisans. It doesn't matter what range of heavy-duty truck or light-duty truck you want. We believe that we should be able to get those locally, and we should not have to bring in everything from abroad. Now, that was what gave rise to our foray into assembly. The other issue is that as a group, we had been involved in bringing in vehicles for over 40 years. We also did a strategic study of the Nigerian landscape, and we determined that at some point we would not be able to sustain it, that it was better that we started localizing it such that some of the things we would have had to bring from abroad could be produced locally. So we set about how to acquire a facility, and we did from BPE. We brought in technical partners. We started training Nigerian staff. Nigerian staff typically work in unstructured workshops all along the roadside. When you want to bring them into a more structured factory situation where the work of a guy depends on another person, you need to learn some disciplines, and they need to be able to work to time, and they need to also be very clinical and ensure that they can do whatever it is that they are expected to do properly. There is no room for error. So training and making our people better skilled was a key factor in what we had to build up over the years. We then set about bringing in just the essential components. Now, even in doing that, we do a very serious local research into looking for materials that we could source locally. Nigeria is very rich in a lot of the basic materials that we use in the automobile, be it plastics, be it steel, wood. We have all this stuff here. We only need to treat them to the level that they would be able to function in a vehicle. And that's what we have done over the years. Well, the challenges that Vaughan has faced is the same as most other businesses have faced. It's one of a poor infrastructure environment. It's one of a very weak market, which makes our products more expensive than they should be, and which make it difficult for us to compete. We have to compete against imported products where light works 24/7, where they don't have to dig their own wells or sink their own boreholes. You turn a tap and water comes out, clean water. In this country, you are the local government. You provide your own road, you provide your own water, you provide your own electricity, and you're still made to pay for these things anyway, even though nobody is supplying them to you. So by the time you add up all this cost, the landed cost of your product is way, way out of the landed cost of imported products. These are challenges that need to be addressed to ensure that Nigerian goods can compete favorably. It's one of the reasons why it's so difficult to export some of the things we produce, because you're going to make a loss. It's important for governments to see what can be done to resolve the problem of power. It's difficult to imagine why we're about the only country in the world that finds it so difficult to solve the problem of power. Everywhere else you go, things are much better than this. But for some reason, we have spent so much money, but we're still where we are. That's a major challenge to a company that that requires 24/7 power for its business to run. If we are putting a car through the paint shop, we cannot afford for light to go out because it will mess up the paint job. So even now, even when there is official power, we have to turn to generator, because if perchance light goes off while you are in the course of spray painting a brand new vehicle, forget it. You're going to mess it up. These are the problems that the industry faces, which makes our production cost a lot higher than it should be.
We believe that competition will only make us stronger and better at what we do.
Well, and that's a beautiful place to call it a wrap on today's package of the EOM Business Network. Thank you very much for spending your precious time with us. We do not take it for granted, but just in case you missed out on any aspect of it, then you can come with us to eomcoms.com and any of our other feedback portals, as you can see on the screen. Our sincere gratitude to you, our sponsors, for your continued interest and support. Always remember, with you and us, we are charms. Oh yes, I remain Olorogo Elkanah Moari. Please, let's do this again, same time, same channel next week. We'll see you then.